अच्छा ये बताइए, यू कैरिड आउट 11 एक्सपेरिमेंट्स इन स्पेस, तो 11 जो आपने एक्सपेरिमेंट कैरी आउट किए जिसमें 7 शायद इंडिया स्पेसिफिक है, इसरो स्पेसिफिक, क्या है वो एक्सपेरिमेंट्स एंड हाउ विल दोज एक्सपेरिमेंट्स बेनिफिट द कॉमन पीपल ऑफ अ कंट्री? हालांकि ये प्रश्न मेरा नहीं है, ये प्रश्न प्रधानमंत्री आपसे पूछ चुके हैं।
जी, प्रधानमंत्री जी मुझसे पूछ चुके हैं। उन्होंने मुझे मैं जब ऑर्बिट में था तभी होमवर्क दे दिया था। तो वहाँ पे it's a very relevant question for us. It's not India-centric experiments. It is these 7 experiments were conceived, designed, and developed by the Indian researchers in collaboration with the team from ISRO. So, more than what was done, imagine this, that these researchers had never had access to microgravity research. कभी हुआ ही नहीं, ये पहली बार हुआ है. This has happened for the first time that these researchers have got access to microgravity platform. The research has been conducted, the results have been brought back, and now they are evaluating. So, yes, there is a lot of science that we have learned from this mission, which I will cover, but I think more than that, the accomplishment is that we have opened the doors of microgravity research for our country through this mission, and which will now continue to happen because they have understood how it is done. So, the challenging thing is that if you do some experiment here on ground and you were to replicate that experiment in space, it's not a simple one-on-one transfer. You know, it becomes extremely complex because of the environment change. So everything has to be thought of: small caps, syringes, needles, containment. Everything becomes extremely challenging. So this process has been understood. Now, to come to the experiments itself, that what I did was the researchers came up with brilliant ideas, and all the experiments were designed keeping in mind our country's goal of entering this new domain of human spaceflight missions. Mission Gaganyaan, Bharatiya Antariksh Station, and thereafter going to the moon. So all these research experiments were aimed towards achieving that. That was the thread that was joining all of them.
तो इसको एक एक करके दो के बारे में आई एम वेरी कीन टू टॉक टू यू अबाउट. एक जो स्टेम सेल रिसर्च आपने की, मतलब आप ये सोचिए, एस फाइटर पायलट, टॉप गन, इंडियन इंस्टीट्यूट ऑफ साइंस का ग्रेजुएट, मतलब इज देयर समथिंग दैट यू डोंट डू? मतलब व्हाट अ सुपरस्टार. लेकिन स्टेम सेल रिसर्च एंड स्पेशली सीनियर सिटीजन्स हमारे देश में, और ये हमारा कल्चर है अपने बड़ों को देखना कि वो जो सपना है जीवे में शरदा शतम, दैट वी लिव टू बी 100 एंड अ हेल्दी 100. हाउ डज दिस रिसर्च वर्क देयर?
So the research what Gaurav is talking about, what I did was, it was a research on stem cell. Basically what happens when you go to space in microgravity, there is no load, the gravity is not there. So your muscles are not under any kind of load. So they start to degenerate. They are not being used, so you start to lose muscle mass and your muscles start to degenerate. And that is a known phenomena. That is why astronauts have to exercise really hard every day, 2 hours a day for long duration missions. So the research was aimed, the Indian researchers came up with the idea that can we add some supplements, which would prevent this muscle degeneration or which would enhance the rate of recovery after injury. So this was the bottom line. This was the research that was conducted. We will see the results, they will going to publish it. But how it helps us, so this is not just for astronauts, when you go to space, but on ground as well. All the people who are dealing with muscle degenerative diseases, in old age we have these issues. So if this is proven to be successful there in space, it has its potential application back here on Earth. And we can administer this right away to the patients that we have, to the people in that old age population. So I think this has the potential benefit. So the unique part about conducting research in microgravity or in space, what you are doing is you are trying to create life in an environment where it should not exist. There is no air, no water, no protection. So when you try to do that, you come up with solutions which solve the problems that you have on Earth, which you didn't even think of. आपको पहले से पता भी नहीं होता कि ये इस चीज के लिए हम use कर सकते हैं. But you eventually do, because history has proven itself that we have found so many solutions. So the power tools that you use, the velcro that you use, the GPS that you use, all of them are necessarily born out of that requirement of, because somebody was traveling to space and that was a necessity. So this has become a common day thing now, but at that point of time we didn't know how it will benefit us.